Chris Christie vetoed a New Jersey minimum wage increase to $15 yesterday because, of course, he's Chris Christie. Why wouldn't he do that? So he said, all of this sounds great, raising the minimum wage when you're spending someone else's money. It should bother you because when you come into Pennington Market, your food is going to be more expensive. He's kind of like Trump in that he's a stream of consciousness, but at no point is it actually making sense. What do you mean? Oh, you're going to be spending someone else's money if you raise minimum wage. Huh? What? No, you're making the businesses pay their workers enough money to survive if they work full time. That wacky idea. So, but keep in mind for a second the way he framed this, because we're going to come back to that. He says, the liberals want to spend other people's money. Okay, we'll see. We'll see about that. So let me give you some facts here so you understand just how preposterous his disagreement with increasing the minimum wage is. If the minimum wage simply kept up with inflation from the 1960s, you know what it would be today? $10.52 an hour. So in other words, if you worked in 1967, if you were working a minimum wage job, you technically made more money than you're making today if you work a minimum wage job. Isn't that an insane fact? I mean, it really is. The minimum wage in the 1960s is worth more than the minimum wage is worth today. Wowzers. Okay. So also, if the minimum wage kept up with productivity, so you know how hard you're actually working and how much you're actually producing, it would be $21.72 an hour. Oh, isn't that amazing? Because again, the Republicans love to say, why would we raise the minimum wage when raising the minimum wage means you're paying people more than what they're worth? You want to artificially increase the wages, you stupid lib. Well, actually, no. What you want to do is artificially keep wages low. Because if you go by productivity, it's $21.72 an hour. Oops. Okay, now, remember what I told you? Keep in mind Chris Christie's dumbass argument. I almost gave him a southern accent. You're spending somebody else's money. Of course liberals want to do it. You're spending somebody else's money. Stupid liberals. Okay, well, according to the Economic Policy Institute, quote, raising the federal minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to just $10.10 an hour. So even just a little increase here would save the U.S. government an estimated $7.6 billion every year. Whoa! So actually the exact opposite of what Chris Christie said is true. It's the Republicans who want to keep the wage artificially low. They're the ones who are fine with spending other people's money. Because what happens? When you pay somebody less than what they can live on, somebody's got to make up the difference. What are they just going to lose their house and not be able to feed themselves? We're just going to let them starve in the street? Is that how we're going to act? Is that what we're going to do? So if somebody makes up the difference, it turns out the federal government has to make up the difference through various government programs, through food stamps and other, programs that people need, Medicaid, you name it. So if you increase their wages and make the businesses pay people what they're worth and pay them a living wage, well, then you can cut those government programs, you dumbass, and save money on that end. So the taxpayers save money. Now, Chris can turn around and argue, yeah, but then the price of the food will increase. And the price of the goods will increase. Yes, but very little. They've done studies on this, and they've reported on this, ad nauseum. The reality is, like, for example, the average good at Walmart would be increased in price between 2 cents and 8 cents to pay the workers a living wage. That's it. That's it. So you got to pay 2 cents to 8 cents more, and in return, you no longer have wage slavery. Seems like a pretty good trade-off to me, don't you think? Like, oh, this person can now afford, basic goods and live on that floor and work full-time but survive, and all I have to do is pay 5 cents more for this good? Yeah, totally fine with that because I'm not a fucking savage or a barbarian or a cretin. You?